about us. So this is our first time getting to be able to chat with y'all. Are you familiar with who Funko Games is, who we used to be, where we've come from?
So I have about 70 Funko Pops.
Great.
and I have the Godzilla Funko game that I have yet to be able to play. I got it last year for Christmas.
Do you have Funkoverse yet?
What's that?
Do you have Funkoverse?
No, I do not.
Good to know.
But I know a little bit about Funko. I don't know too much about it.
Yeah. So we are Funko Games, which is part of Funko, but we are actually a design studio that's been around for over 20 years.
Okay.
So prior to becoming Funko Games, we have the signature line of games called Prospero Hall.
Oh.
So that is us. We are Prospero Hall.
Got it.
So we are the designers of Villainous, Horrified, Harry Potter Hogwarts Battle, the Bob Ross games, Choose Your Own Adventure, Jaws. Yeah, all the way back to Cranium. That's all us.
Okay.
My wife wants to come in.
Yep.
I know you guys.
Yep. Yeah, everybody does without knowing us.
Yeah.
Which is okay.
I see the Funko Games and I go,
You're not alone, which is why I start every conversation this way. Because we do have a legacy, we do have prestige behind us. And so the way that we became Funko Games is Funko commissioned us to design a game using Con. And that became Funkoverse, which was our first game in 2019. As we were developing it, Funko really wanted to get into board gaming. They were working with us. They work with IPs. We work with IPs. They're in Everett, Washington. We're in Seattle, Washington.
Okay.
So what better way than to purchase an award-winning design studio? And they did that, and they did it correctly in that they changed nothing. We are the same people in the same building with the same design process. The only difference is that before we were making games for other fabulous publishers. Now, all the games that we make, we publish ourselves as Funko Games.
Okay, makes sense.
That's who we are. So yes, we're a newer publisher. We've been on the street for 2 years now. But in those 2 years, we have made over 92 games.
I see your name everywhere.
I have the Godzilla Tokyo Clash, and one of the things I love most about it are the miniatures that you guys have in there.
Aren't they stunning?
They're so beautiful.
They're so good.
I've tried to get friends to paint them for me because I can't paint them. The Godzilla Funko Tokyo Clash. I'll show you the miniatures.
I've seen them.
They're great.
Yeah.
Have not been able to play it because anytime I bring it up, it's I got it during the pandemic, and I essentially live alone, so I don't have anyone to play it with, and then just haven't had time to get around to it lately.
Yep. And so, this Jurassic World: The Legacy of Isla Nublar is the largest game we have ever made in every definition of that word. This game has been in development for over 2 years. It came out of one of these blue sky discussions in our studio of, if you could make any game at all, what would you want to make? And we have these conversations all the time. And somebody said, oh, well, I really would like to make a legacy game in Jurassic Park. And so that is what we did. Hello.
Hi, this is Drew, and he's with us.
Yeah.
He showed up late because of the train.
Formula
One race.
Here, let's swing this chair over here.
I mean, if you are already like into the game, I'll just
No, actually,
okay.
just started. We were doing the getting to know you stuff, so we'll pretend like we go way back. So somebody on our team said, I'd love to make a legacy game in Jurassic Park. And we said, that's a great idea.
It is.
So we started 2 years ago, and
Good, how are you? Give me like a half hour?
Oh yeah, we'll be around.
Alright, I'll message you.
Just message us.
Sorry about that.
that's totally, I mean, this is the first time people are seeing each other in years.
Yeah.
So I get it. I totally get it. So, move this over here. Yeah, so the game started development, and as we were developing it, we were saying, oh, well, you know, we have to include this from the franchise. We have to include that. Oh, I really want to include that. And we didn't want to leave anything out. So the game got bigger and bigger and bigger until it became this. So this is a legacy game, a true legacy game. Are you all familiar with what, like, different kinds of legacy games?
Yeah, I've done a little bit of Pandemic, and I guess you could kind of consider Dragon's Fire a legacy game. It's a deck building legacy, but
Yeah.
I've done a little bit of legacy games.
Yeah, so this is a proper legacy game in every aspect. You're going to be stickering, ripping things up, adding new components over the course of 12 adventures. So each adventure is in one of these giant envelopes. And so just to kind of get a feel for it, that's what you're going to be adding in.
That's not light.
This game is over 7 pounds.
Nice.
It is over 7 pounds of game. Obviously, there are these beautiful detailed miniatures.
These raptor miniatures.
Yeah.
I love
It's coming out of the kitchen door.
Yeah, so every miniature is not just of a dinosaur, it's also a scene as well.
Not pulling down the side.
Yep. She's even holding the wattage.
I love the miniatures of you guys that you guys do.
Yep. And there are 8 more
Really.
that you may or may not unlock throughout the campaign depending on your choices.
Okay.
So this is a game about choices, about consequences, about trying your best, but you are dealing with dinosaurs. So this is a brand new game. We wanted people to be able to learn this game before they suffer permanent consequences.
Yeah.
So we have a tutorial adventure, which is the first adventure, and in this, it is endlessly replayable.
Okay.
So, you know, you're going to make choices, and at the end of the game, you might say, that was a terrible choice. Let's try this again.
So you restart from your previous save. It's like you're playing Mass Effect. And you know what? I said the wrong thing to Tiara.
Yep.
A lot of them don't give you
But
that tutorial option.
Yes.
First legacy game, which drives me bananas.
Agreed.
It's like, hey, I'm learning how to play Seafall for the first time. Oh, now I have to destroy half the things I just did. You know? So, that's great.
Only in the tutorial do you get to do that.
Yeah.
Starting in Adventure 1, you are putting stickers down. You are upgrading characters. You are adding new characters. You can't unmake a dinosaur. So win or lose, you are moving to the next adventure.
Okay.
So each adventure is playable once.
Gotcha.
When you get to the end of the 12 adventures, we have our epic grand finale, which is completely original. I don't know whether I mentioned it, but this game takes place from before Jurassic Park through the entire movie franchise to our custom finale, not including the new movie because, spoilers, it's not out yet.
Yeah.
But our finale is custom. It is our own story. After that, you have been making over 12 adventures your own custom board game of Isla Nublar.
Okay.
So after the campaign, you still get to maybe discover new things, and your version of Isla Nublar is going to be different than mine, and it is an endlessly replayable board game after that.
That's cool.
Yeah. That's awesome. Like, because I've not finished a legacy game, but to me it seems silly. Like, once you're finished, you're finished. Like, you can't really play anymore. This one, like, it sounds like after you're done your first 11, every time you play after, it has the same base board, but it could be a different adventure each time based on, like, draws and things like that, right?
I mean, so the final game becomes its own adventure. So after the finale, so the finale is its own adventure. After that 12th game, you still get to, you know, maybe you didn't get to see everything. Maybe we give you that opportunity to see more.
Okay.
Hey, you missed the box. Just open it.
Well, because you get to the end of the legacy campaign, you're like, okay, we never opened that secret envelope. What's in there? So we let you play with all the toys in the sandbox.
Good.
So the tutorial adventure, like I said, replayable. So here's the kinds of things that come in an adventure.
Nice.
There's a lot. So in every adventure, there is this adventure guide, and you can see the art style we've chosen for the game is this really cool 1950s comic, pulp, sci-fi. And the reason why we went with that is because as they were developing the movies, that was their source material.
Okay.
So we wanted to also go back to the same source material, and we discovered that this is perfect for this game, right? It's all about adventure and thrilling choices. And the way that we've justified the tutorial being replayable is that it's a dream sequence.
Okay.
So
It's
Hammond,
Mario 2 all over again.
yep. So John Hammond is on the helicopter on his way to the island and dreaming about what it could be.
Okay.
So each adventure is played in 5 rounds. Every adventure. So you have 5 rounds to complete these goals. You don't know what these goals are until you get to them. There also might be a random dinosaur encounter. Also in each envelope with each adventure.
It's just so comic looking.
Isn't it gorgeous?
It's so. Does this feel like an actual?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
It's a book. But
Yeah.
the imagery is just so cool.
So you're going to unlock new characters each adventure. There are over 20 playable characters in the game. You're going to see familiar faces like John Hammond and Henry Wu.
Robert Muldoon.
Yep.
Oh, man.
You're also going to see original characters that we've created in hand with Universal and Amblin Entertainment.
Cool.
So in the first adventure, you get Alejandro. Because this takes place from before Jurassic Park and everything in between, we're filling in those gaps, right? Who was on the island before the buildings were built? Deciding where everything is, where the dinosaurs go. You get to do that on your island.
Okay.
So, once you choose your character, you start getting into some of the gameplay. So, I'm going to play as Alejandro. So, for the sake of this demo, I'm going to have one character. No matter how many people you play with, the action economy scales. So, there's always going to be 9 player actions, no matter how many people you have at the table. So you can have, it's designed for 2 to 4 players. It can be played solo. And so you're always going to have those 9 actions divided amongst the players. So if it was the 4 of you playing, each of you would get 2 action tokens. And then there's one in the middle of the board that anyone, apologies. Lots of talking.
Yeah.
It's the dude. Working on the Triceratops in the first movie.
Oh.
Like, I recognize the face now.
Yep.
That's so cool. Sorry.
Where was I before I...
Action economy.
Yeah.
Yes. So you would each get 2, then there's one in the middle that any one player can use. So it scales, it doesn't need to be the same 4 players every time you play. You're going to be swapping out characters, so it doesn't need to be the same characters every time you play. But you are going to be building a library of characters that you have to choose from each time. So you're going to say, oh, well, this power is really perfect for this adventure, and maybe I've been playing with Hammond, but he might not be perfect for the goals in this adventure.
Right.
So you're going to reveal the first round challenge. So in the tutorial, in this first round, you're trying to survey the island. So this is just an example of one thing that you might do. You'll notice that everything in the tutorial is a token.
Okay.
That's because it's replayable.
Right.
Going forward, these become stickers, scratch-offs. You can't unmake a dinosaur. So if you ever see that caution symbol at the bottom, what that means is that you have 1 round to accomplish that goal.
Okay.
If you don't, you suffer the consequences. When you get a consequence, you randomly flip over one of these tokens. If and they say 0 to 2, so 0, 1, or 2. If you ever get to 5 or more, you lose. After the prologue, once you get into the permanent changes, you're going to fall forward. You never get to replay an adventure. Every time you're going to suffer consequences or bonuses and move forward. You're going to open the park no matter what.
Yeah.
No one's going to stop you.
Investors want
That
their
sounds
money.
like the movies.
Yep.
Just say the magic word and you should be good, right?
Yep. So, as you're exploring the island, let's say I started around here.
I was gonna say, at least there are mosquito, but there's a
Oh,
bunch
wow.
of little things in it.
It's Amber with the little
Yeah.
mosquitoes in it.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
So the first thing you get to do is look around what area you're in. Right, so let's say I started in here. I'm in Sector 5. So there are 6 sectors on the board, denoted by color. They match this. So I get to look around and look at what the dinosaurs are doing. Those are denoted by sector cards. So green is herbivore, red is carnivore. So I'm going to notice that the herbivore, which is the Bronchiosaurus, is looking this way. So at the end of the round, she's going to try to move this way. The T-Rex, however, she's looking hungry. So she's going to attack and then also try to move west after her attack. So you have some information, but not all of it. Right? So no one was up here in zone 6 or sector 6. So you don't know yet what the raptor or the triceratops are going to do. In order to find that out, you would need to spend precious actions to come here and research this sector.
Okay.
So that's another theme that you're going to see in this game. You always have some information, but you never have all of it. So you're in here, so you scout your section, and now everyone gets to take their actions. So you know what you need to do as a group. You know some of the things that are going to happen at the end of the round, and you do your best. Let's say, I know this T-Rex is going to try to attack, so let's build a barrier here. So that when she attacks, she tries to chomp the fence instead of anything around her. Let's say we need to build the genetics lab, right? So I choose to build it there. Again, token in the prologue. From then on, you have to permanently choose where it's going to go. I could choose to go into the building. When you go into a building, you actually go into the building.
Okay.
And then these become... No, let's leave it there. I know Jesse likes to move it. I find it too cumbersome. So when you go into a building, it becomes a mini-game puzzle that you need to solve as part of that adventure. So as an example, in the prologue, you have to create a specific gene sequence by rearranging these. The way you do that is you spend those precious actions to move from room to room. Every room allows you to make one specific kind of swap. So the first room lets you swap vertically. This one lets you go diagonally, side to side, diagonally the other way. So you're working to solve that. It could be one person, you could have 2 people in there. If it's the final round and you still need to do that, all 4 players go in there. And you're trying your best to solve that puzzle. You might feel safe in a building, right? Because T-Rex, oh no. Well, the T-Rex can go into the building as well and chase you through, maybe chase you through the kitchen like the raptors did.
Yeah.
So you can see, very thematic, lots going on, lots of love for the source material. Our studio is obsessed with Jurassic Park. This is not even the first...
That's a scratcher.
To scratch the card.
Yeah, so the raptor claw,
It's
its only function is to scratch things off.
It's so good.
And actually that's another example of having some information but not all. Right, let's say I wanted to upgrade Henry Wu, because that's one of the rewards I got. You know what the ability is called, and you can guess as to what it's going to do. But until you make that choice to permanently scratch off that area, you don't know what it actually is. So again, you always have some information, you're making your best judgment, but consequences are not always what they seem.
And I'm guessing as you go throughout the legacy, you'll lose characters like Robert Muldoon because he dies in the first movie, or like Dr. Wu, I believe, during Jurassic World. He exists, but like he's evil.
There are multiple Dr. Wu's. You can't say yes.
Spoilers.
Dennis Nedry, yes or no?
Spoilers.
Gotta be Dennis Nedry. Gotta be. Love it.
So you'll also notice here on the dinosaurs, there's dotted lines. Probably you can intuit that stickers go there because you're going to be splicing in other animal DNA to give those dinos different abilities. Good or bad. Again, you'll know what kind of animal you're going to put in that dinosaur, but until you do, you don't know what's going to happen. So there's 8 more dinosaurs that you may or may not unlock. There's everything in each tutorial adventure. There's this folio, which you don't know what it does at the beginning of the game that you get to unlock. So there's a lot.
These upgrade the dinosaurs?
They modify the dinosaurs.
It's not necessarily an upgrade, it would be a buff or a debuff.
Mr. DNA? Other than being awesome, what's he doing?
So you put those around the board just as reminder tokens to say, let's say I know I need to go here. Reminder token goes there.
Let's go there.
Yeah. So it serves different functions throughout the game.
And would that be like an action to do, or that's just like a?
You'll be instructed to do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gotcha.
That's cool. This is my favorite. Can I just bring it home?
Yeah.
Please. Your screen is blank. I don't know what you're showing me. Thank you.
I'll think you too.
We're in our final couple minutes here. What questions do you have?
Each game.
Yeah.
What's the average playtime? I can't remember if you said that.
So it's between 90 and 150 minutes.
That's my dream.
Okay.
So on average, about 2 hours per play session. So we're looking at, from our play testing, anywhere between 24 and 40 hours of gameplay before you get to that replayable finale.
Amazing.
Awesome.
So it is coming to Kickstarter on March 22nd. We are planning to deliver in the fall.
Okay. And the Kickstarter is just as like pre-order type thing, not really like.
We have included everything we want in the box.
This is the game.
Okay. Awesome.
Are you expecting stretch goals and such?
No.
No added stuff.
We have spared no expense. Everything we wanted to include is in the box.
Okay.
Awesome.
So you're just here it is, pre-order it, and get it in the fall.
There is going to be a Kickstarter edition, which more details coming, but the game.
I'm going to be there, so it's okay.
Yeah.
Is there an announced price yet?
Yeah.
Oh yes, $120.
Okay.
Not bad.
And so you can see, this is $120 worth of game.
It's and with it being 24 plus hours, it's definitely worth $120.
Oh, absolutely.
It's definitely worth the money.
I mean, how many?
I've paid more for games I've played less. So it's okay.
Exactly. Like, how many games really hit your table 12, 13, 14 times?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
And I want to get that again. I've never gotten to play it fully, so
it's
one of these days.
Yeah. I'm getting at least 3-4 copies of this because I want to play it with different groups.
I legit have 4 copies of Pandemic Legacy Season 1. So, and it's different groups, different stages, and same idea. So yeah, I'm all in. This is awesome.
This is so cool. I'm totally down for this. I'm super excited for it.
The attention to detail.
Yeah.
The die, the scratcher, the figures.
Like the miniatures are so cool looking.
I can't wait to see the rest.
Look at this thing.
Yeah, that's definitely where like I can see the money is worth it. Is in the details in everything.
The artwork is just phenomenal. So
I
I'm all in.
absolutely appreciate you guys taking the time
Are
to
you
show
hiring
us.
for people remotely working in New Jersey? Because I'm all for it.
We're from Jersey.
Like right across the
Yeah,
bridge.
I'm from Atlantic City.
Oh,
Yeah, we're all from Collinswood.
Yeah,
Got it.
Belmar. I'm in Belmar. And,
Yeah, I'm in Seattle
South
now.
Jersey Belmar, not Shore Belmar.
I'm in Seattle now, but from Atlantic City.
I'll move to Seattle.
Yeah.
It's here. It's fine. I'll move out there.
But this is awesome.
Yeah, well, let's get you some pins.
I think we all got some.
got them?
Don't worry.
Yeah, I got some yesterday.
So the only thing we're doing here, we want people to log in and get the notify me button on our Kickstarter page.
Yep.
We've already done that.
Spread the word, please.
We are all.
I hit that button a week ago.
Yes.
Smash that like and
We'll-
subscribe.
We'll probably try to maybe do a solo video just on this game.
There's a lot to cover.
There is a lot to cover. There's a lot to talk about.
And we haven't even seen everything, right?
Yeah.
Instruction keyring. It actually comes with a keyring.
Nice.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Right, so as you add rules or remove them,
You can-
let's
okay.
say somebody's focusing on the genetics lab, you can actually pull that card out and give it to them.
Adam
That's
does
amazing.
have cards,
So,
Okay.
that's cool.
And I've got your guys' email as well, so definitely we'll be in touch. I know you guys are mainly TTRPG outlet, but there's plenty of Funko stuff.
Boom.
that
Thank you so
kind of
much.
Boom.
edges close
Boom.
to that
Thank
same
you.
experience, especially the Goonies game.
Thanks for the
As like a game
experience,
master,
the
it's one versus
Sparrow
many
Ball.
kind of deal.
Funko.
So
I-
we
I-
can definitely talk
it's-
more about that kind of thing.
You know,
I'm
there's a
also-
learning curve here, and releasing Funkoverse first
Yeah.
was a double-edged sword,
Yeah.
right? Because
on the card. It's
Funko
been a while
Games,
since I looked at it.
Funko Pop-based game,
Yeah.
that's not, like, we are more than just Pop.
Yeah.
We actually only have 2 game lines that involve Pop at all.
Yeah.
Funkoverse, and then we have a card game called Something Wild,
Like that.
which has a little pocket pop in it.
Yeah.
That's it. Everything else are the kinds of games we used to make.
Anytime I see Funko Games, I feel like just because.
And now you know.
Association now that I know that you guys, I own a bunch of your games already.
Yep.
Previous games, I'm like more inclined to look at the
Yeah, it is unfortunate that like Funko does have that because of Pops. I'm not saying I collect Pops. There's nothing wrong with Pops.
Right.
But because of Pops, Funko has now gotten that legacy of isn't a little of a market or whatever.
Like you said, double-edged sword.
Since you guys are your own company, and like I said, I have the Godzilla one. And it's absolutely beautiful. Once I found out that it was you guys with this game, I was like, oh, this is gonna look good. It's gonna definitely look good.
This is where I go. Can you make it bigger?
We've included everything we wanted to include.
Bigger map, bigger pieces.
Yeah, I need the T-Rex to be about 60 feet tall. I want like life-size Jurassic.
Like that one? Here's what's which.
Yeah.
We've seen all the other troops. We've seen giant galactus. Yeah. I want T-Rex.